Okay, let's get into it. Today, we're doing a deep dive on a pretty serious piece of kit, the NTI E-16DDP. It's a large-scale environment monitoring system. And our mission today is really to figure out how big organizations monitor their critical infrastructure, their server rooms and data centers,
Right.
and how they do it without just drowning their IT teams in constant useless alerts.
Well, and it's fascinating because you have to think about the sheer number of things that can go wrong. This device is designed to be like the central nervous system for spotting physical threats.
A nervous system, I like that.
Yeah, it's constantly handling data on temperature, humidity, water leaks, power fluctuations, even smoke, or someone opening a door they shouldn't. It's built to manage all that complexity.
And the capacity alone tells you that. It's got 3 sensors built in, right, for temp, humidity, and power.
The basics.
But then it supports 16 external sensors plus another 8 digital inputs.
And those are for simple contact closures.
Right. So you can basically wire up an entire floor plan to this one central unit. So this brings us right to the core of it all. Alerting. If your main power goes out, that's the absolute worst case scenario.
Catastrophic, yeah.
An email alert might not even work because your network is down. So that redundancy in alerting isn't just a nice feature, it's everything.
It has to be. You cannot afford to miss an alert. So when something goes wrong, this system just tries everything at once.
Everything.
We're talking email to, I think, up to 17 different people, flashing lights, a siren, SNMP traps on the network, and then the backups. It can make actual voice calls through a dialer and even send SMS texts if you plug in a USB modem. It's designed to cut through the noise.
And speaking of backups, what about the power to the unit itself?
That's the other key part of guaranteeing the alert gets out. It has an internal battery.
Oh, nice. How long does that last?
Gives you about an hour of backup. And it's smart enough to send an alert when the power goes out and another one when it comes back on.
So you know the full story.
Exactly. And for really critical places, there's an optional dual power model. You can connect it to 2 completely separate sources.
AC and DC?
Yep, AC. But also 48 or 24 volt DC. And that 48 VDC is so important because that's the standard in telecom facilities. It just guarantees uptime.
That's some serious hardware resilience. But it's not just a passive monitor, right? It's an active control tool. I noticed it runs Linux inside.
Yes, and that is a huge deal. Running an open source OS means you're not locked into some proprietary system. You can customize things.
And it integrates with other tools.
It does. Beyond just watching the environment, it can ping up to 64 other devices on your network.
So it's a watchdog for your switches and routers, too.
It is. And it plays nice with tools like Nagios or MRTG. You can just pull it for data using standard SNMP.
Okay, and this is where the control part gets really interesting. It has 4 output relays. What can you do with those?
That's where it goes from monitoring to remediation. Those relays can be triggered by an alarm, or you can control them directly.
So you could, turn on a fan? Or shut down a server rack?
You could. You can send an SNMP SAT command to power cycle a device that's locked up. The monitor becomes an active part of the solution.
You can't have that kind of control without solid security, though.
Of course not. It supports all the standards you'd expect, HTTPS, SSH, LDAP for user accounts. But the feature that really stood out to me was XOE-use2 support.
Ah, for connecting to modern email services.
Exactly. If you've ever tried to get an older piece of gear to send emails through Office 365 or Gmail, you know it's a huge pain. XOE-U2 solves that. It's much more secure.
That is a game changer. So how do you cover a massive facility with this? A data center can be the size of a football field.
That's where the scaling comes in. You can cascade up to 5 of these units together.
1 master unit and 4 slaves.
Precisely. You link them with standard network cable, and the range is huge, up to 4,000 feet. But the best part is you manage all of them, every single sensor, from one web interface.
So you're not logging into 5 different boxes to see what's going on?
Nope, one central view.
So to wrap this up for our listeners, what we have here is a single system that makes the incredibly complex job of monitoring a huge environment, manageable.
It really does. But here's a final thought to leave you with. Go beyond the simple alerts for a second. This device has a feature called Smart Alerts.
Okay, what does it mean?
It means you can create alerts based on a combination of events, not just one thing happening, but say up to 50 different events creating a complex trigger.
So you can build some real logic into it.
Right. So think about your own environment. What specific, really terrible scenario would need maybe 3 different things to happen at once, like a high temperature, plunging humidity, and a specific server rack door opening to trigger an automated safe shutdown of that rack.
Wow.
That level of programmable logic is what defines true enterprise-grade control. It's proactive, not just reactive. A lot to think about there.
Indeed. And that's our deep dive for today.